Hey guys, we're back with another episode of
Fact
Or
or
Fiction
Fiction
Friday.
Friday.
I'm Brandon,
Hi, I'm Shanae.
and we have another episode for you.
Yep.
You want to get started?
Yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna do Fact or Fiction Friday. So we'll tell a short story, and you'll be thinking if it's true or are we making it all up. Feel free to leave a comment. All right. So today's story takes place in the 1940s in America. So there's a pair of brothers who decide to open up a restaurant, and they find success, but they were always looking for ways to make it better, to improve. So then, by the time the 1950s came around, car hops were really popular. And if you don't know what a car hop is, think of Sonic's drive-ins. So like you drive up in your car, and then the person will come out, take your order, and then they'll bring their food to you, and you sit in your car just parked in a spot. So then the other car is parked. So that was really popular, and it's a popular hangout spot for teens. So as the brothers were rebranding and trying to make their restaurants better, they want to do something a little different. They didn't want a car hop. They didn't want all these teens hanging out. They figured out what items they were selling the most, so they only wanted to sell the best sellers. And they wanted to be family friendly. They wanted moms to come with their kids. So that's kind of what they were aiming for. They wanted that family friendly atmosphere, and they wanted speedy service. So car hops were also known to be really slow. So he wanted, the food to come out in a nice, quick fashion. So they went to work and they figured out that the most popular items were hamburgers, fries, and sodas or cokes, whatever you want to call it, pop. That was their
Soda.
favorite. That was the top selling items. So that's what they were going to sell at this new rebranded restaurant.
All right. The new restaurant became a walk-up restaurant. Basically, you just walk up to the window instead of them standing in their cars, like she was saying, like the whole car hop thing. So first, people was confused with that. They was looking, honking, and trying to figure out how do they get their food. Because when you're hungry, you ain't trying to wait. You're trying to get it. So once they got the hang of it, they realized that they needed to just park their cars and stand in line.
Mm-hmm.
Then the brothers became then the brothers' business became very popular at that time. So inside the restaurant, they figured out the layout. They crafted the perfect way to get the food out to the customers very fast and efficient. So they no longer serve the food on they no longer serve the food on trays either. They just package your food up, gave it to you in a bag, and you was off on your way.
Mm-hmm. So the popularity of the restaurant continued to grow, and they opened up another restaurant a state over. They found out that the franchise owner that was in charge of that store didn't like to follow their business model, and they start adding new things to the menu. And this made the brothers just not really want to expand it any further. They just put a bad taste in their mouth since this person wasn't following the rules and they were doing what they wanted to do. They didn't want to really deal with other people, so they just started focusing on their one restaurant and didn't really want to franchise anymore. So they also sold milkshakes, and they began that began to be a popular item as well. So, in an effort to make their milkshakes as fast as they could, they decided to purchase machines that could make several milkshakes at once. So, that leads us to.
So the milkshake machine man, salesman, he was out grinding and struggling to sell all these machines. So he over forecasted. Now he had to try to make his money somehow. So when he heard about the order that the brothers placed, he couldn't believe it because no one ever buys that many milkshake machines at once. So he wanted to go see what was going on. Maybe it was just a mistake. So he learned it was a mistake. He was intrigued and went out and actually seen the restaurant in person. When he got there, it was like unlike any other restaurant he ever been to, and he's been to a lot of restaurants because that's all he does is walk up and down, drive nationwide, trying to sell milkshakes machines. So he got in line which he was confused about because he used to just driving up to it. He got in line, ordered his food, and before he even realized it, his food was ready.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought, this can't be my food. It's somebody else's stuff. So, thinking back, customer service, and they're like, no, sir, this is your food. So after he finally realized it was his food, he took it and was like, so where do I eat it at? It was like, it's in the food, it's in a bag. You eat it wherever you want to eat it at. So he took the bag, he began eating and realized, man, this is a good burger. And, I like a good burger. I can never turn that down. So he thought it was a good burger. So he went out and he went around to try to find the owners, obviously, who was on the site to talk to them about the restaurant and their success.
Mm-hmm. He told the owner that he was the milkshake salesman and introduced himself, complimented him on the restaurant. He invited, so he met one, and then he was like, he told him that it was him and his brother that were the owners. So he invited both of the brothers out to dinner, just to kind of see like how this business came to be, and he was very interested. So they went out to dinner with him, and they ended up telling him everything, how they got the different ideas, how they ended up making the layout to where everything flowed, and pretty much just they just spilt everything and just told him.
Too trustworthy.
And so the next day he went back to the restaurant to get a tour of the inside, because the other day he just was outside where he was eating at, and then he told them, like, I really would like to get in on this. You guys ever consider franchising? Because I would love to open up one of these in my hometown. And they told him about their experience and that they weren't interested, but he was very, very persistent, and he got the brothers to agree to let him do that under the conditions that he stick to the business model, and that he signed a contract that says, that any changes made to the restaurant or any future restaurants that he would open, under himself, that they have to approve it. So pretty much they made him sign a contract like, you will ask our permission for everything that you do, if we let you do this.
Yep. So the man goes back to his hometown and starts opening up restaurants. The first one he owns, he recruits others from his country club. This was a bunch of rich guys who basically want to do things on their own, just the way they want to do it. So they're running the restaurants, and he quickly learns that the brothers were right. People don't want to follow directions; they want to do what they want to do, and the franchise thing may not be worthy. So he decides to find some regular middle class people, and realize that those people are more hardworking, hands on, and they like to follow the rules. So doing this brings more success, and with more success brought more restaurants around the country, and everybody was complying with the company standards. So during this time, he was telling all the franchisees that he was the owner. He owned all the restaurants, and left the brothers completely out of it. It was left out of all the conversations. He was coming up with new ideas such as the different food, drinks, and different menu items, and he would still run some of the ideas by the brothers, but they wasn't budging. Didn't like the change on their ideas. So this led him to create a new company all on his own, and starts running the restaurants through it. Under the new company, he now owns the land the restaurants are sitting on, which gives him a leg up on the brothers. So he starts doing these things, and without their consent, this eventually leads him to buying the brothers out of their own restaurant, and all the future royalties that they were supposed to be getting.
Yeah, so the restaurants now under his leadership, they start to thrive around the nation and eventually globally. So, guys, what you think?
Is this fact or is it fiction? Leave your comment below. Let us know what you think.
Yep.
All right. This story is fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's a story of Ray Kroc and the beginning of McDonald's. They got the business from Richard and Maurice McDonald. The restaurant went from selling hamburgers and fries to all kinds of different kinds of food. McDonald's is the most successful fast food corporation in the world. It might be even some on Mars. Ray Kroc, he died back in 1984 at the age of 81, and he had about an estimated net worth of $600 million.
Back in 1984. So it's worth a lot more
Yeah.
today. There's also a movie about him that we recently watched. It's called The Founder. We recommend that. It's really good. That movie came out in 2016, and it just pretty much tells kind of the similar story of what we just told. It's really good, so I would definitely recommend you guys check that movie out.
Yeah, that movie had me mad. I felt like he stole my restaurant from me.
Yeah. He was persistent. You know, the brothers, they also were really open and telling him everything. You know, and I believe, you know, other people, they told anybody who wanted to listen to the story, and other people would try to emulate it without the success that they had. But Ray, he wanted, you know, this business, and he ended up, you know, buying it from under them, snubbing them of royalties that would have made them set for life. You know, they had like one lump sum check, and you know, so he really said that he liked the name. You know, he thought that it was a family friendly sounding name that would be real successful for the restaurant.
Yep, so. And everybody in every language knows those golden arches.
Yeah, and the golden arches were the plan from the original owners too. So
yep.
Yeah, that's our story for today, guys. We thank you for tuning in and for watching. Stick around and watch another show. We're starting to get a few now on our channel. We're real thankful for everyone. Thankful for everyone who's subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that button. And, we are here every Friday for Fact or Fiction Friday.
Yep. All right, well, thanks, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.